How's it doing, folks? And welcome back to the final part 3 of our Yu-Gi-Oh! Egyptian God card box opening. Now, before we get started, there was actually one more surprise from our Legendary Duelist Rage of Ra set. When I was going through my cards, I noticed this hiding under one of the cards. So we'll just quickly go over that. It was called Sun God Unification, which is a continuous trap card, which reads, if you control a monster whose original name is the Winged Dragon of Ra, you can activate this card the turn it was set. During the main phase, you can pay life points so that you only have 100 left. One special summon Winged Dragon of Ra you control gains attack and defense equal to the amount of life points paid, even if this card leaves the field. Once per turn, you contribute 1 the Winged Dragon of Ra, gain life points equal to its attack on the field. You cannot activate both of this card's effects in the same chain. So essentially what it's doing is, if you remember the duel between Yami Merrick and Yami Bakura on the Coppercore Blimp in Duelist Kingdom, and I think even in Yami Yugi's duel with Yami Merrick, he sacrificed his life points and he put all of it, and he kind of like fused with the Winged Dragon of Ra. So this card is replicating that scene in the anime. So this was even a surprise beyond surprise, because I was just going through all my cards and I was like sleeving them, and then this card was just like, I didn't mention that card in my last video, so I just wanted to quickly go over that. And this was another one of the cards that I got, so I'm really happy with that as well. So let me just sleeve that real quick. Now, I went through my checklist as well, and I did pretty well. I actually only didn't get about 1/5 of the cards in the set. And even funnier still, one of those cards was a common that I didn't get. So maybe it's short printed in the set, but I didn't get a common of Jinso Lord, which is kind of funny. One of the mini versions of a Jinso. So I still need to get that as well. Now, the cards that have little asterisks that I personally want for myself, of course, we know we didn't get the Winged Dragon Raw. I still need Guardian Slime, which is an ultra rare, Ancient Chant, which is also an ultra rare, Millennium Revelation, which is a super rare, and then I need Law of the Cosmos, which is a super rare. And then there's that one special card, which is a white or Bahamut, which is an ultra rare as well. So those are the only cards that I still need. And then there are a couple of other cards here and there that I need that I have to complete the set as well. So maybe in the future, when and if I do a video on unboxing a booster box of Legendary Duelist Rage of Ra, then hopefully I'll come back to this list and see if I can kind of fill those out. Now, on to the main attraction of the video is our final structure deck, our final video, and is the Egyptian Gods structure deck for Obelisk, the Tormentor, our boy in blue. Now, this set also came out at the same time as our Slice of the Sky Dragon set, which came out on June 8th of this year, 2021, and it is a 40-card set, and it features 32 commons, 4 super rares, and 4 ultra rares. And it does share that soul crossing card. So this structure deck and the Select structure deck both share that soul crossing card. So let's open this bad boy up and get down to it. I don't think there's anything different about the dual mats, I don't believe. Not like they switched sides of the gods or anything. No. Yeah, exactly the same. Just show it again because it's super cool. Say super fun. Anyway. All right. Now onto the deck itself. And I'm super happy that they essentially, like, it took them years to make. Like, I was less than half my age when you first saw, like, Obelisk doing his first, like, Fist of Fate when Kaiba was, like, dueling his own. He made. Because like originally his original boss monster, of course, was Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. So he made a machine duel with that deck, and then he dueled that deck with his Obelisk deck, and I think he used his Fist of Fate on it as well. And now they finally have that a magic card emulating that in this deck. So that's right. I like that they've essentially made cards that reflect the abilities and attacks of the guard cards from the anime. So that was really cool as well. And a nice little harken back to the anime. And then of course I have my how it appears in the anime Egyptian god card Obelisk as well, which you can tell is a vast difference because normally the blue background on cards is typically set aside for ritual monsters, and then of course there's another blue card which is the new Link monster, but they have a hexagonal pattern, kind of like to show their like data type thing with like the cyber monsters and that the release of those for our Link monsters. But anyway, so you can kind of see like the difference here. Try to get that glare off the obelisk is blue, and then of course the obelisk is an effect monster. There's an effect monster on this side as well. Now obelisk also has unique text as well, which reads: "The descent of this mighty creature shall be heralded by burning winds and twisted land. And with the coming of this horror, those who draw breath shall know the true meaning of eternal slumber." Now, Obelisk is actually the only of the three, when you look at the three non-playable Egyptian god cards, who actually has his attack and defense actually on the card because Slifer was X000 attack and defense, and Wing Dragon Ra is question marks for his attack and defense. Kind of cool, not too. And it's funny, when I first got those cards, I believe I got them in. It was this legendary binder pack that had, I think it had a alternate artwork, Blue Eyes, White Dragon, Dark Magician, and Red Eyes, Black Dragon, I believe, and then the three God cards, which is what I got those from. I actually arranged on my wall the God cards and then made a cutout of a Millennium Puzzle how it appears on the I believe it's called a tablet. No, it's not called a tablet ruin, but it's tablet ruin. Sorry, I'm mixing up two fandoms. Tablet ruin is from Destiny, which is totally different from Yu-Gi-Oh. But on the tablet of lost memories, I believe it's called, and it's like the top half. So I believe right now, and this is going to be videos like in the far future. They came up with two tins, the tin of lost memories 2020, and then they have like a 2021. And the 2021, the 2021 has, I believe, it's the pharaoh and and Seto in his like Egyptian form, battling, and then the second one that came out was actually the next set above on that tablet, which had the Dark Magician and Blizzard and actually coming out of their rock monument cards, and I think above that I believe is the God card. So eventually, probably in 2022, we might actually get another tin that finishes out the tablet. So that'd be really cool. So maybe they may do another rehashing, or maybe they even may bring out some more God card support for that as well. So who knows? But that's something that we have to look forward to. But enough of my rambling. Let's get on with the structure deck. So of course we have Obelisk the Tormentor, who is a divine beast, and his effect is tribute three. It acquires three tributes to normal summon. Cannot be normal set. This card's normal summon cannot be negated. When normal summon, this card, normal summon cards and effects cannot be activated. Neither player can target this card with card effects. Once per turn during the end phase, if this card was special summoned, send it to the graveyard. You contribute 2 monsters. Destroy all monsters your opponent controls. This card cannot declare an attack the turn this effect is activated. So I think that effect is supposed to emulate when he sacrifices 2 monsters and makes Obelisk attack infinity, and then he can just wipe out everything, basically. So that's Obelisk Tormentor in a nutshell. So that's cool. Then we have, of course, we have the Soul Crossing once again. Then we're going to start getting into the newer cards. So we have the first new Obelisk support card, Fifth of Fate. Really cool artwork there. It's a quick play spell card, which reads, this card's activation effect cannot be negated. If you control a monster whose original name is Obelisk the Tormentor, not Obelisk. I know if you say it quick, it sounds like Obelisk, but it's actually Obelisk. But anyway, enough about grammar. Negate the effects of one effect monster your opponent controls, and if you do, destroy it. And if you do that, for the rest of this turn, the effects of that monster. Wait, what? If this card's activation and effect cannot be negated. If you control a monster whose original name is Obelisk the Tormentor, negate the effects of one effect monster your opponent controls, and if you do, destroy it. And if you do that, for the rest of this turn, the effects of that monster are negated, as well as the activated effects and effects on the field of monsters with the same original name. Then, if you activated this card during your main phase, you can apply this effect. Destroy all spell and trap cards your opponent controls. You can only activate 1 Fist of Fate per turn. Sick. That's really cool. Then we have Divine Evolution. I really hope I didn't have that in frame. Let me just put that in frame again real quick so everyone can kind of see that. Sorry about that. Here's one thing I still have to figure out how my hands have to be to make sure everything's in frame. But Divine Evolution is a baseline spell card, which reads, this card's activation and effect cannot be negated, like most of the support cards for Legends and God cards. Choose one monster you control whose original type is Divine Beast or whose original name is the Wicked Avatar, the Wicked Dreadroot, or the Wicked Eraser. Except a monster or monsters already affected by Divine Evolution, and it gains 1,000 attack and defense. Its effect activations and its activated effects cannot be negated. Also, it gains the following effect. When this card declares an attack, you can make your opponent send one monster they control to the graveyard of their choice. So you'll notice that it mentioned 3 specific monsters. So throughout Yu-Gi-Oh, they have tried to kind of, I guess the godlike cards, of course, started with Exodia, which was five individual cards that make up the puzzle pieces that made Exodia. Then the next were kind of like the god cards. But then there were like these manga exclusive, like Wicked God cards. That's actually what they're referring to. Actually, if you can give me a second, I can actually show you because I have them. Oh, where's all the binders? Right here. You know, my handy dandy huge binder of Yu-Gi-Oh cards that I've collected from over the millennia, one could say. That should be fairly close to the beginning. Oh, here they are. So I mentioned the Wicked Eraser, the Wicked Avatar, and the Wicked Dreadroot. So I'll try and show these here. So that is the Wicked Eraser, which I believe is supposed to... Yeah, I think the Wicked Eraser is supposed to be analogous with the Winged Dragon of Ra. Then we have the Wicked Avatar, which is supposed to be analogous with... No. The Wicked Eraser is analogous with Slifer. The Wicked avatar is analogous with the Winged Dragon of Ra because it's a circle supposed to be emulating Ra's sphere mode, which is also another card as well. And then the Wicked Dreadroot, which looks kind of fiendish like Obelisk look, is supposed to be analogous with Obelisk. Now, unfortunately, I kind of slacked off with the Yu-Gi-Oh manga, and I didn't happen to get the Wicked Avatar as the Ultra like the Eraser and Dreadroot are, but maybe I might find somewhere down the road um, a manga that still actually has the cards in them, which would be nice. Just to round out that set of three. And then, of course, on top of that, there's the GX kind of the sacred beasts, which are like those three that are also analogous with the god card as well. And those ones actually even share similar appearances and colors even more so than the wicked beasts. So cool little trivia bit there. I like that they kind of put some support for cards that are a little bit more eclectic and not as well known. So that's pretty cool too. So that is the Divine Evolution. Then we have Level Resist Wall, which states if a monster or monsters you control is or are destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, target one of those monsters. Special summon monsters from your deck in defense position so their combined level equals the level of that monster, but negate their effects. You can only activate one level resist wall per turn. It's an interesting card. Then we have Angel 01, which reads, you can special summon this card from your hand by revealing one level 7 or higher monster from your hand. You can only special summon Angel 01 once per turn this way. While you control this special summon card, you can tribute summon one level 7 or higher monster in attack position during your main phase, in addition to your normal summon or set. You can only you can only gain this effect once per turn. So I believe this is supposed to kind of help out. There's another card which was also you could get in a Yu-Gi-Oh manga called Angel 07. So I believe you can use this in tandem with that. And actually, if I'm able to go back to my handy dandy notebook, no, I'm just kidding. That was a Blue's Clues reference. If anyone remembers that show. But back to my binder real quick. I can show you Angel 07. Which should also be relatively close at hand. Yeah, I also want to make a fairy deck as well because there were some really cool combos that I recently came up with. I want to try out as well. Oh, and also another quick side note. They made a really nice artwork card of Obelisk the Tormentor as well. Was also Torment legal, so that was really cool. I think they made an alternate artworks of Raw and Slifer as well. I believe I have the Raw one somewhere. Unfortunately, once again, as usual, I slacked off and was unable to get the Slifer one. And it's funny because I used to be in the Yu-Gi-Oh a lot when I was younger, and I literally stopped doing anything Yu-Gi-Oh for like a solid 5 to 7 years, and then I got back into it, and then of course I got back into it too late and missed out on a lot of cool things. So that's the price of not staying dedicated, I guess. This Angel 07 should be close to my Athena. Here we are, coming up on it soon. Oh, and while I'm in here, just for to harken back to the Jinso, the different versions of Jinso. This is Jinso lore, the one card that I didn't get that was common for some reason. So I'm just gonna assume it was short printed, but it's kind of like an evolution of the OG Jinso, so that's really cool. I apologize for taking so long. I didn't. This is one thing I couldn't actually prepare for because I didn't know what was. Well, I guess I knew what was in the deck, but I wasn't sure what the actual effect of Angel 01 was. Oh, cool, awesome. So, okay, I do have it here. I can get it out. Huh. And this was the special artwork for the Winged Dragon of Ra. So that was really cool as well. And like, and it's has the summoning the power of the sun and the phoenix around itself. Pretty cool. Ah, here it is. Angel 07. This card right here. Its effect is when this card is tribute summoned, it gains the following effect. The effects of effect monsters cannot be activated. So I guess these two can kind of be used in tandem, and I believe that's exactly the reason why this is called Angel 01. So that's really cool. Nice. So this sort of has a little some support outside of the god card archetype as well. So that's really cool. Well, that's enough reminiscing through all my old Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Let us complete the remainder of this Egyptian god deck. So we have Mare or Mare, which is a level 7 Worm Tuner effect monster, whose effect is cannot be special summoned except by the effect of a worm monster. During your main phase, you can reduce this card's level by 1, and if you do, special summon one mini Mare token. Worm Water level 1, attack and defense, attack 300, defense 200. You can only use this effect of Mare up to thrice per turn. Thrice, such a good word. Number one. But this is one of the only cards that actually has, because there are a lot of cards where it's like once per turn, there are twice per turn, and this is thrice per turn, and then there's even once per duel. So that's really cool. A really like unique nomenclature that they're using on the card that you don't really see often on many cards. So that's cool. Then we get Harpy's Feather Duster as well, old school card. And then that covers it for the rare cards of the deck. So then we'll just quickly go through the commons. Some nimble Monogas, Basil Soul Eater, Cyber Dragon, a Hardened Iron Dragon, a super nimble Mega Hamster. Oh, they have some E-Swarms in here. That's pretty cool. Evil Swarm Mandragora, Photon Saber Tiger, two of those. Evil Swarm Salamandra, and the Ra's Disciple. Ra's Disciple. And another Ra's Disciple. We have an Unmasked Dragon, which I believe is a retrain of a Masked Dragon. This effect is when this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one worm monster with 1500 or less defense from your deck. Interesting. Huh. We have a Nimble Beaver, Condemned Witch, a Gizmek Uka, the Festive Fox of Vicindity? Vicindity? Yeah. Gizmek Makami, the Ferocious Fang Fortress, Brain Control, Monster Reborn, Different Dimension Capsule, Heart of Avarice, Devil Sun, Forbidden Chalice, Forbidden Lance, and Forbidden Dress. Those are all part of the Forbidden series, which is actually I'm gonna get to those in one sec here because there's a really cool Yu-Gi-Oh lore story surrounding them, and also I think it involves that witch that we passed as well, wherever she was. Yes, then witch. All right. Then we have a Supply Squad, a Monarch Stormforth, Classic Hall of Haunted, Cloning, and a Drowning Mirror Force. So, the interesting thing lore-wise about the Forbidden cards. So it's funny, so the Condemned Witch is actually the girl that is shown in all of these Forbidden cards. And I believe there's also another card called Forbidden Scripture. So if you remember about the Solemn Brigade cards, so there's Solemn Warning, Solemn Judgment, and Solemn Scolding. And then there's also another card called Witch's Strike, as well. They all play into the same story. So the main long white bearded guy that's in the Solemn Judgment card told, I guess this is in heaven somewhere, but told his angels not to do certain things. And this girl went like, let me go do all these forbidden things. And then there's another card where the guy in Solemn Judgment is banishing her, and then she becomes the condemned witch. And then in the trap card, I believe the trap card, Witch's Striker, like Witch's Bolt, is actually her striking back at the guy from the Solemn Judgment card. So I think the Yu-Gi-Oh! Dual Monster stories are actually like really cool when you sit down and like actually look at them and look at all the cards and put the cards in order of how the story actually plays out. So that's really something cool that if anyone is interested in Yu-Gi-Oh! Lore, should definitely look into. But that is enough from me, and with that, we have reached the end of our third and final video on the Egyptian God cards unboxing. Thank you once again so much for joining me. I really appreciate your viewership and your support. Now, please join me in my next video. Not sure what I'm going to be doing yet, but it was probably going to be a main series set. And I hope to see you then. Until then, duelist, believe in the heart of the cards, duel your heart out, have fun, and I'll catch you next time. Have a good day, afternoon, or night, no matter where you are. See ya.